Let's say this out loud. You might have made a woman catch feelings without even knowing it. Not because you ran game, not because you planned it, but because you did something, naturally, instinctively, that hit her deeper than logic. In this episode, we're breaking down 6 psychological triggers that get women emotionally hooked. And here's the kicker. You've probably already done at least one of these by accident. So if you've ever looked back and thought, why was she into me like that? Was it something I did without realizing it? This video's going to hit home. Let's get into it. 1. Intermittent reinforcement. She starts chasing the emotional jackpot. Ever texted back late, not on purpose, just busy, and suddenly she seemed more into you? That's not a coincidence. That's intermittent reinforcement. Her brain starts craving your attention, not because it's always there, but because it's sometimes there. Same psychology behind gambling. The unpredictability keeps people hooked. So when you're not always available but still warm when you do show up, boom, she's chasing the next high. 2. Perceived scarcity. You didn't act rare, but you felt rare to her. You're not clingy. You're not always texting. You've got your own life, priorities, things to do. To her, that registers as scarcity, and the human brain automatically assigns value to what's limited. You didn't have to say, I've got options. You just moved like a man who does, and that triggered attraction, not because you tried to be a catch, but because you didn't act like she was your only shot. Ever done this and seen a woman get way more interested after you pulled back, even unintentionally? Drop triggered in the comments if you felt it happen. 3. Idealization, then distance. You made her feel seen, then stepped back. You gave her a moment. You told her she was different, special. Not in a cheesy way, but in a way that felt real. Then you backed off. Not to play games, maybe you got busy. Maybe you were just in your own lane again. But to her, that felt like a movie with the volume suddenly cut. Now she's thinking, what changed? Did I mess something up? How do I get back to that feeling? You didn't manipulate, but the gap between attention and silence? That's where obsession brews. 4. Emotional projection. She builds the story. You just gave her the spark. You weren't trying to be mysterious. You were just you. But she didn't have the full picture, and instead of asking, she started imagining. She filled in the blanks, built a version of you in her head, and suddenly you became more than a guy she met. You became a story. It's not manipulation, but it is emotional projection, and when a woman does that, she's already half attached before she even knows you fully. 5. Boundary testing. You passed without knowing. You held your line, and she leaned in. You didn't take the bait. She flirted with someone in front of you, made a sarcastic jab, or playfully pushed a little too far. And you didn't get rattled. You didn't chase. You just smiled, maybe even walked away. That calm reaction, that silence, that was a test passed. And deep down, it told her, this man doesn't fold. 6. Your tone changed. You didn't even notice, but her body did. You were talking, relaxed, then your voice dropped just slightly. You slowed down, got still, not on purpose, it just happened. But that shift, it triggered something biological. Women are wired to respond to deeper vocal tones. It signals strength, calm, and presence. You didn't do it to be sexy, but that moment, that's what she remembered. Long after the words, she still feels the tone. You didn't try to make her fantasize. You didn't plan to make her fall. But your attention, your space, your stillness, those things hit harder than you realized. And now you know why. Drop a comment. Have you done any of these without meaning to, and watched her energy shift? Until next time, move with presence, hold your power, and own the moment.